What's up, guys? It's the Swingman here, back with another upload. Today we got another Blitzball game going, and this one was an exciting one. This one was a lot of fun. It was a good matchup here. Now the Swingmen, which obviously is my team, we were undefeated going into this game. So there's two teams that were 3-0 going into this game, and the Screwball Whiskey was out to try to end that. So luckily we got off to an early lead as I hit a 3-run shot there in the top of the first off of DJ. Now DJ's got his two-seamer going, and that's kind of his go-to pitch, so that's kind of what we're looking for in our at-bats. Starting off for us on the mound was Kyle Fry. If you didn't watch our first game, you could go back and watch that one, but basically the rules are, in a 9-inning game, each one of your three players has to pitch 3 innings, and it had to be back-to-back-to-back innings as well. So in some cases, like right there, that wasn't the result of the bat, but I thought that was pretty funny to add on to the clip. But Fry was struggling to find the strike zone here. Especially we implemented a speed rule, and it was kind of a gentleman's agreement as far as how hard you could throw. As you can see there, he gave up 6 runs. Now I did miss some of the clip. The camera blew over. It was a very windy day. And you'll see in 2 of these innings, we decide to intentionally walk the last batter. So the max amount of runs you could score in 1 inning is 6 runs. So with bases loaded and 5 runs scored, we didn't want to give the chance of a grand slam happening. So we just gave up an intentional walk for that 6th run. So you can see there, I hit an RBI single up the middle, bases loaded, and Alex came up and hits a grand slam. Wasn't his first one this game, or wasn't his only one this game, but Alex has been hitting grand slams for us the last few games, which is pretty clutch. Now this is a pretty common thing that happened throughout the day. That ball was missed right there, and I think it was a handful of the first plays that were able to be made were missed because the wind was really throwing that ball towards the outfield hard, especially at the end. If you guys haven't played with these Blitzball balls, they have the flat sides to them. So when you have a lot of spin on it, it's just going to take off. Especially with the wind, it's just going to exaggerate the movement. So, but Fry gets back up here, and he's starting to find his groove again. And you can see he clips the top part of the strike zone there. Kind of looked like it was a foul ball, but it hit the top of the zone. And DJ's throwing his last inning in the top of the 3rd against us. You could see when his two-seamer's moving, it's a good pitch, but when he leaves it up in the zone, it is not as good of a pitch. So I ended up hitting that one out for a solo shot, and was able to capitalize on a mistake there. And Fry got one up in the zone too and turns on it. So it was good to see Fry let loose on a couple of these. But that was pretty much the gist of the first 3 innings. Was a lot of runs scored, and Fry again struggling to find it. And he's a lot better when he's able to throw hard, and not just because it's harder to hit. It's just he's more accurate with it. When he lets off, you could see the ball kind of taking off to his arm side. He was having trouble getting that feel. And it really is. All the pitchers, except for one, I'd say Alex was the only one that was able to figure out pretty quickly. But then again, he owns the field, so maybe that was it. He's probably sits in his yard and practices, but he doesn't practice fly balls. And there he knocked it into the outfield for a double. And you could see there the Screwball Whiskies ended up scoring again to make it 11-10, and put us in a pretty even spot here going into the next set of 3 innings where we bring in some new pitchers. And again, we ended up going with the intentional walk there after the 5th run to give them another run to go up 12-11. And now Ralph's on the mound. Now Ralph is our manager, as I take him yard. Ralph's our manager for our Erie Buffalo team, and he's dealing with some tennis elbow. He plays golf and tennis pretty much every day, and he's just flipping them in there, which it's effective sometimes, but for the most part, once you get the timing down, it's fairly easy to hit. Here's another play in the outfield. You see me fist pumping there. It was dropped in the outfield as kind of an easy catch, but then last second it kind of straightened out and ended up hitting him off the chest. So we got bases loaded here, 14-12. Ralph starts losing control a little bit, gets a couple walks, and but gets Alex to ground out there, which Alex is the Grand Slam guy. So that was pretty clutch. Going into the fourth, so this is my first inning to throw here, and again, I'm just trying to find the strike zone. Luckily, oh no, that one Alex ended up missing as well. So it was, like I said, pretty consistent misses across the board on both teams as far as trying to figure out how this wind was going to play. I clipped the strike zone right there. It was tough to see on camera because I jumped in front. But when I get this kind of sidearm two-seamer going, it is a pretty tough pitch to hit. And I honestly think Ralph had some sort of force field put up around the strike zone because it was kind of tough.
Dude, that was hard.
As I just gave up a 2-run double there and get DJ to ground out for the third out. So we got 15-15 going into the fifth inning. So this was our most runs we scored up until this point was 18 runs the last game. I just missed that one. That one ended up going foul. But yeah, so scoring 15 runs here was kind of different for our team. It seemed like our team was doing really well with pitching, and our opponents as well, leading up into this game. But both teams with the wind blowing out, you didn't really have to do much to get a ball out, as you can see there. Alex kind of just missed a fly ball, and the wind just pushed it out. So one thing I would have to say is Ralph had Fry's number. Fry could not hit Ralph to save his life, and it was actually pretty hilarious to watch. We kept telling Fry he was about 6 days early on the pitch, but he couldn't seem to make the adjustment there. I started flipping in some curveballs here in the bottom of the fifth, and I was trying to do something different because I cut a lot of these pitches out, but I was going really deep into counts because I couldn't find the strike zone. So like I said, if I could get this two-seam going, that's my best pitch. It's very tough to pick up, and it's got a lot of movement. But also from not throwing a lot, it was kind of doing some work on my lat. And I didn't want to throw it so much because it was kind of painful. I didn't want to tear a labrum throwing Blitzballs. But yeah, I ended up catching the outside corner there. Got him on the two-seam on the outside. And we have an 18-16 lead going into the sixth as Ralph gets Fry again to ground out, which I think that was a win for Fry because he had about 12 strikeouts. And I just tanked this one, but it had a ton of spin and went straight up, but then it carried out right at the end to give you another home run there. Alex was really good at rolling over off of Ralph. His Fry almost took strike three, and it was funny seeing his reaction just coming off the home plate after facing Ralph. It was kind of like that hopeless feeling because he was doing pretty well the whole game except for Ralph. As Alex racks up another 3 RBIs there with another home run and puts us up 22-16 as Ralph gets Fry and gives up the cowboy gunshots right there. I love it. Baseball's a humbling game, and Ralph will show that to you, how humble he is when he gets you out. And I love it. I love it. It's good to have Ralph around. And here, this is a veteran move. I got to give it to him. He turns around and plays it off like, wow, how am I supposed to hit that? So I do it again. Ralph just turns on. Just listen to this. He just... the intensity that he brings is unmatched, and it's the kind of intensity I'd like to carry with me when I get to that age and I'm playing wiffle ball with younger guys, taking them deep and showing them what's up. As DJ takes me deep right there. DJ's probably one of the better overall players in the game. He's a guy who throws a lot of strikes. He could hit, as you'll see throughout the rest of his game. He's putting a lot of balls in play, and I think he had probably 7 or 8 home runs last weekend when he wasn't playing against us. But here we're getting into the 7th inning, up 22-19, and pretty much our approach here is just sitting all breaking balls. So again, it was kind of... Oh, as Alex turns on that one, and there's another grand slam. So it puts us up 27-19, but Fry going deep here to give us our 5th run of the inning, and that was back-to-back home runs, and then a 3rd one to give us the 6-run cap for that inning. We didn't get any outs that inning, but first time we went back to back to back as a team, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, going back to it, we're facing with our new rules and trying to keep track of speeds and stuff. It was kind of nice. I mean, it makes the game more offensive, and that's where, you know, the game's more fun when you're hitting. Some of those pitching outings we were having were ridiculous. Guys were barely giving up hits as Alex almost takes one through the chest. I honestly don't know how that didn't go through his chest. It really looked like it did go through him, but Ralph just took his slider deep. And I think we're starting to figure out you don't want to hang a breaking ball to the veteran because he knows what to do with it. And there you go again. That was his actually third home run. He took fry deep earlier in the game, but when my camera blew over, that's when I was missing some of those at-bats. And I didn't realize it until later that I missed his first home run. But he almost caught this one again, but I caught it right at the wall, right at the warning track. And I think next week when we get the camera out, we're also going to put a second camera behind home plate so you could see the fielders and then you could see the plays. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys would like to see. For me, I think it would be cool just so you could see some of these plays because there were a lot in the field. Like this one right here was dropped for another single, and it was, like I said, this wind was very tricky, and I think the more we play, the more we'll figure out how to adjust to it, but we're all still kind of new to this game, and you know, throwing and hitting is something you'll figure out because you do it a lot, but as far as getting fly balls and stuff like that, you know, they're few and far between, so trying to learn it is a little tougher. This is Alex's go-to pitch. He's got this floating slider that sometimes rises too, which is really tough to hit. It's tough to pick up on because he also throws. You can see there he got him with another slider. He kept that one down though. That's what you got to do against Ralph. You got to keep your breaking ball down in the zone. See, he throws a knuckleball there. That one was sick. That one just dropped off the table. So going into the last inning, the Swingmen are up 29-23 as that first one there drops in for a single. I come up there, hit another fly ball, and luckily the basket was there. So there's no chance of catching that one. Alex comes up, hits a fly ball to right. This one actually just carried right down the right field line and ends up hitting the wall for a triple to give us a lead of 31-23. Fry turns on this one to give us a 2-run shot to go up 33-23. And then this one I just missed, and I shuffled out of the box because I really thought it was gone, but Ralph caught it right at the wall to save that one. And then for this last play, this one was actually pretty sick because this one was bobbled several times and then caught. And I wish I had this one on camera, but I didn't. So like I said, next time I'll make sure that I have the camera behind home plate so we could see all this. So we got Alex back on the mound here, just closing it up for us. And sure enough, he gets the 2-0, gets the diving play for SportsCenter for the last out of the game. And the Swingmen win and continue the undefeated streak and take first place. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think, any requests or anything. Thanks for watching, guys.